Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we're visiting Dr. Tim Woods. He's with the University of Kentucky, an agriculture economics specialist there. I read an article that you had recently written in the economic newsletter that the university sends out. And so this one is specifically for vegetable and specialty crop growers.
That's right. Yes. And of course, our folks that are working in the specialty crop space, these are special kinds of inputs that they have to deal with. And they tend to be high value crops, but they're also very expensive to grow. And so these are high value, but intensive systems where paying attention to input costs is really important.
Yeah, and we've seen them kind of increase over the last several years.
Yeah, that's right. We've been really fortunate here in Kentucky. We're not a leading vegetable fruit state, but we've seen long, steady growth in the sales that we've had. A lot of that is going into direct market channels, regional markets. We've seen big growth in our produce auctions. And as we are kind of wrapping up this 2023, seeing between our fruit and vegetable and nursery crops, we're going to be north of $200 million farm gate cash receipts, which is great on the revenue side.
Absolutely. But when we're doing budgeting, or maybe if a new grower is thinking about getting in, I think these input costs are important to kind of wrap our head around.
Yes, that's right. And so, we watch this both nationally and in Kentucky, and we've seen big growth in input costs that are taking place specifically for our fruit and vegetable folks. As I say, where there's a lot of labor intensive production, but it's really connected a lot to other key inputs like pesticides and farm equipment and other kinds of inputs that are really important for this industry. When we look at things like some of the insecticides and herbicides and fungicides, for example, we've seen probably somewhere 40 to 50% increase just over the last couple of years as we've gone into COVID. And this impacts the bottom line for a lot of our small scale producers that are trying to buy these. Because they're small, they're not necessarily buying in great volumes and able to save that way. So paying really careful attention to what tools that they need for these products is really important. Yep, seed costs are higher pretty much across the board. Farm machinery, building materials are higher. A lot of these production systems are fairly capital intensive. Especially if you get into wholesale side where there's post-harvest handling and packaging equipment and other things like that. All of that stuff has become more expensive. The only thing maybe that's saving us a little bit is a little bit lower fuel costs, but it's really certainly an important time to sharpen the pencil.
And I think one thing that you mentioned that goes across all industries is labor and,
Yes,
the cost of labor and the availability of labor.
right. Absolutely. And, it's been breathtaking how much the labor costs have gone up. And of course, in Kentucky, a lot of our H2A wage rates that we pay close attention to are farms that use workers that are being paid through that program. We saw the state wage rate at 14.25 for this past year. We're looking forward to 2024 with a rate of about $15.15, sharply higher again. And so with 30 to 40% of our total costs coming from labor, that's a really, really important part of the total cost thing to be keeping an eye on. I think we're still going to see, looking into 2024, again, very strong demand for our direct marketed products, farmers markets, on-farm retail, the auctions, and some of these other market channels. Consumers want these products, but you really need to make sure that you're pricing your products to be able to cover your costs and know what your break-even costs are there to help you sort through which kind of products you really want to focus on.
All right. Well, thanks for watching and have a great day.